Hello, evilslothman here, back for another vid. Hello! Yes, it's been a little while. Again, I have to really stop doing this because I think I get into a habit of just not doing videos, and there we go. And it's because of work. It's too many hours and it's killing me. But especially last week. Well, last week was bad. I worked something like 47 hours. It was. I know a lot of people can work a lot more, but it's probably more the time I'm finishing than the actual hours themselves. I'm finishing at like 10, 11 o'clock at night most nights, and then when you're coming back, you're not entirely going to be thinking, yay, videos or anything. You're just kind of like thinking, yay, bed. So yeah, but definitely want to start picking these videos up because it's been bugging me for a very long time that I've not been doing it consistently. I will be doing an update video on the Master System on my challenge for Mission Ispossible. I've got to beat, like I said, I had to beat the score of 108,000, and that score is not actually that hard to beat, but that's because they've basically played through the first quarter of the first mission. That's basically what they've got. I got a little bit further just in first 10 minutes of trying it and got 157,000. So yes, it's very possible to do, but I don't want to just rest and say, okay, that's it. I had a look at the NTSC version of it, and that is up at about 3 million points, and I want to get something up about there just to make that score for the power release a little bit more respectable. Now, can I do that? Probably not, but at least if I could get it a lot higher than it is at the moment, then I'd be quite happy. So I will be putting up an actual gameplay vid of me playing through that. I have it set up on another TV down on the right hand side there, because that's where the Master System and the CDI and that are at the moment, but I'll move it over to the Big E to do the gameplay video. Hopefully I'll get that done the next few days. But today we're actually going to talk about some pickups and everything. Now, this pickup that I'm first going to show you, I got ages ago. I don't actually know if I've done this before. I might have. But this is Fighter's Destiny on the N64. Now, this is all fully complete in the box and everything. Now, this at the time was a very, very good fighter for the N64. A lot of people were on about this. Well, Nom kind of took it upon themselves to really push this game, and then in retrospect they look back and say, well, it wasn't that good, so maybe they were slipped a nice little backhander. But I haven't actually played it myself yet, but it got enough for a sequel, so it was popular enough. We don't know if it's any good. It couldn't be any worse than, what was that, Fighting Fury on the PS2? That game sucked. That was the worst fighting game I've ever played, ever. It could be the worst game I've played ever, but no, it was probably worse. But the rest of these are all pickups that I've got in the last few weeks. A lot of it was last week. I was meant to do this last week. I told Snestastic I was going to do this last week, and I never did. The first is Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games on the Wii, and I got that for a $5. Result! It was basically $7.99 in Cash Generator, and I took it out to have a look at the discs, and the disc was scratched to fuck. So I was looking, I gave this kind of a hesitant look, and the woman there, who's very, very nice, actually put it down to a $5. And so I've took it up to disc cleaner, and I've had it rubbed off a lot of the scratches, and there's not all of them have gone, but enough that it's very, very noticeable. And me and Cyberlanky had to go on it. Cyberlanky had to go. I kind of watched him because he has the DS version. He wanted to see what the differences were, so he was having to go on that the other night, and it worked fine. Everything he tried worked great, and it looks like a very fun game. It is very kind of minigame based, but looks really good, and it's one of the games for the Wii this year that, well, when the next one comes out, for the London Olympics, but I'm presuming they're going to keep that until next year. Possibly not, they may not, but I was having a look at the UK release list for Wii games this year, and apart from what Xenoblade Chronicles, Skyward Sword, and that, I'm not seeing nothing. So you can see why they did all that protest for the week in the America, because they wanted Last Story, which is a brilliant RPG, Pandora's Tower, which looks like a really good God of War kind of game, and stuff like Zangeki no Rankiev, and what else is there? The Taiko no Tatsujin, the Drum Master games, the Fatal Frame 4, which actually has a full translation patch you can put onto it, and there's just a lot of Japanese games. Seriously, that's why I kind of soft-modded the Wii, so I can get some of these eventually, because Nintendo America said no, so the chances of Europe getting it. Saying that, we got Xenoblade Chronicles, so we're getting one. The rest of these games here are on the PS3, and the first one is Split Second Velocity. Now, I got this quite cheap. I'm sure this was about what, 13, 10. It was around this, and basically it's a really fun kind of arcadey style racer where you can actually interact with the environment. Well, if you press it at certain moments, like they'll have a track where a plane will come crashing through and it'll just destroy bits of the environment and so forth. You can really bugger up people's laps and everything, and it's made, I think, one of the head people that led that project was one of the people that led the project on Burnout 3 Takedown, and I absolutely adore that game. So I thought it'll be really a lot of fun. The next one was actually something that I had held off for a while, basically because it was a Zelda clone. Well, I got told it was a Zelda clone, but I saw the trailer for the second one at E3 when it was doing the Wii U, and I thought that looks fairly interesting, so I wanted to pick this one up and have a go, and it is Darksiders on the PS3. And I got this really cheap. It was something like £7 or £6. It was something fairly... Actually, I think it was $2.99. Yeah, it was, because it was about $8.99. I had that and Mario, and that was Mario and Sonic, and I'm sure it came to about something about $7.89. I'm sure it was about $2.99, $7.99. Yeah. So it was $2.99 I got that for, and I haven't played it yet because, you know me, once I have games, I need time to actually play the bloody things, and not having it at the moment. Saying that, I've been playing games today, but it does actually look like a really, really good game. So I'll have to do some gameplay videos of that. And the last one was something I actually got talked into when I was in Game Station, because I picked up a copy of this on the pre-owned, and then I looked at it and said, well, what's it new? I went to the new copy. It was £2 more. I thought, well, I'll just get the new copy. And then they went, well, you know, there's a collector's edition of this, and we're selling it for like a £5 or more than that. And I'm thinking, wow, it's a collector's edition, and it looks quite snazzy. So I went and picked it up, and it is Yakuza 4 on the PS3, and this is the collector's edition with the tin box and everything, the dragons, everything on it, and it's got some unlockable content on it or something, and that's basically what this collector's is. But it looks a lot nicer than the actual standard cover, and I haven't, before that day I hadn't actually played my copy of Yakuza 3, but today I've actually started, so I've been playing that today. What was that? It was £22 or something. It was £22.99. Yakuza 4 for the collector's edition, which I thought was a really good deal. So, like I say, I haven't played that one yet, but I'm working my way through 3 at the moment. And the great thing about what 3 did was it gave you flashbacks to 2 and 1. So if it was your first time, you could get the story of 2 and 1 and not feel completely left out. And it's actually not just a massive amount of text. Well, it is, but it's got like video playing in the background as well, from captured footage of the PS2 game. So you can actually, though it's tiny, it's like a tiny little screen, it's like, but it gives you a really good background for playing through 3. And I'm on chapter 4 at the moment of 3. I've just started it, really playing it today. So yeah, it's fun. It really is. It's got this really kind of awesome combat system where you can pick up basically anything and it will do specific attacks if you've got your heat energy up high enough. So I've just been suplexing people into metal railings and smacking people to the shite out of people with bicycles. It's really just... We chucked somebody out of a window there for a minute. That was brilliant. But yeah, it's just fun. The boss battles, I have to get my timing a lot better. I've been really struggling with actual people that are competent opponents. So any kind of boss fights, I seem to get my ass handed to me. I'll finish it, but it takes me a while. But yeah, that's my pickups. Like I said, I'm going to do a gameplay vid of me trying to go through and doing a bit of Thunderblade, and I'm going to try and do some more gameplay vids. I can't do anything PS3 because I'll need to use Cyberlanky's camera for that. I could do some footage of Mario Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games, but I'm presuming a lot of people have seen that. What else I was going to talk about? Yes, the Zelda challenge. Now, when I said about the Zelda challenge, I never actually said what I was going to do, which seems really weird. But what I was going to do was going to go through games that I haven't finished and actually go through and finish them. And what I've started to do, I went through and finished Link to the Past. I've never finished it. I was in Ganon's Tower, but I never actually got through it. And I worked my way through it last week. Because I got my DS, I actually found my original DS and it has my GBA slot. Because I cannot find my GBA and I can't find my Game Boy Color and I can't find my Game Boy Pocket and a lot of my Game Boy games. But that's another story for another day. But I have the GBA version of Link to the Past, and so I went back, finished that, did the pyramid, completed that. So that's one down, and I've got a few more left. I've got Wind Waker, which I was looking for the Triforce pieces, and I did it with a mate and didn't want to do it again, and so I never went really back, and so I'm going to go back and do that. Minish Cap on the GBA, I want to go through and complete that one, and I want to go and Twilight Princess, because I never really got going with Twilight Princess. I don't know if I'll just take a save file off of Cyberlanky's copy on the GameCube, because it does play a lot better, or if I'll just try and just push myself through the Wii version. We'll see. See, I was always going to be these nasty rumours that they were going to do like a Wii U version of Skyward Sword, but the Wii version would be so much better. But I can't see that working, considering you're basically going to be using the same controller for both. Well, I know you've got the new handheld one, but you're not going to be playing a lot of games of that one. That's more going to be using for enhancing stuff, like they showed off at the Ubisoft conference, and they had some good games for that. I was having a look at what their Ghost Recon Future Soldier, the online one, and it looked it looked quite smart, and then kind of sci-fi game they did afterwards, I was like, that just looked funny. The trailer looked really good. The gameplay didn't look that great, but supposedly they weren't handed the full graphics potential of the Wii U before the conference, and it should be able to get better because it's got graphics better than the PS3, and it should be showing. But we'll see. Alright, that's enough for yapping for me. That's about 14 minutes. Okay, so this is evilslothman, and I will see you soon. Out.